So Kassius Ohno is no longer with WWE's developmental territory NXT. Welcome back, everyone. And the news broke this last Friday, and when it broke, there really was nothing solid to go along with the news. It was just that he was released, and that's it. There was no controversy behind it. It just had a lot, and I mean a lot of fans pissed off. I mean, everywhere I was looking on Facebook, the wrestling community I always go to, ringsidenews.com. A lot of people talking about it on there. I've seen people discussing it on YouTube, but it was just a matter of opinion. There was nothing, no substance to the news. Well, finally this afternoon we have something straight from Kassius Ohno, aka Chris Hero himself. I'm going to read some of that. This is from his Facebook page. It says, maybe you've heard, maybe you've not heard. Last Friday, my contract with WWE was terminated. Man, terminated sounds so harsh, right? To me, it conjures up images of post-apocalyptic wars with robots, machine guns, and atomic bombs. No thank you. Merriam-Webster defines terminate as to come to an end in time. Okay, that's a little less dramatic. I can handle that. For the last 21 months, I've lived in Florida as a part of WWE's developmental system. That time has now come to an end. There's a lot of ways I can look at this. Honestly, it won't swerve me at all to be anything but positive and optimistic. I could sulk, I could point fingers, I could feel sorry for myself, or I could channel all my energy into getting back out there, kicking some ass, and taking things to the next level. Once upon a time, a close friend of mine named Claudio Castagnoli was released from WWE. Another good friend, Colt Cabana, got his walking papers. The best in the world, Bryan Danielson, had his contract terminated twice. These three guys all are crazy talented and on all accounts are doing rather well for themselves right now. I'm leaving WWE on good terms. So if it meant to be, what? Shadow's got to get in on this too. Okay. If it's meant to be, I'm sure I'll be back. If it's not meant to be, I can guarantee you that I will still be trotting all over the globe, doing what I love and what I'm damn good at the highest level possible. How will my career unfold? There's no telling at this moment, and that can be scary. I can assure you, though, that I'm genuinely excited to take things into my hands and get back out there. There are sights I've not seen in the last 2 years, friends I've not spent time with, and fans I've not performed in front of. How long has it been since a Hip Hop Thursday? There are people I'm dying to work with. I have ideas that are practically begging to surface. I say, let's get to it. The response I've gotten from all of this hullabaloo has literally overwhelmed me so much that I'm just now getting back to some people 2-3 days after they had reached out. It's important to me that I let you all know how much this has meant to me, whether it was a tweet, an email, a Facebook message, a text, a call, or voicemail. Your support means the world to me. It would have been incredibly easy to go to a dark place and succumb to negative thoughts and energy. Your love has kept my spirits high, and again, I reiterate, I am absolutely thrilled to get back in the mix. I do have a favor I'd like to ask of you, though. When things happen that we... Goofy cat. When things happen that we don't like, it's our instinct to look for answers. We get sad, we get mad. In this situation, there is nothing to be sad about. And rather than being angry about what has happened, I want you all to be happy about what is going to happen. I'll be back with a vengeance, I assure you. The best way to support me is with positive energy. Also, WWE and NXT is loaded with talented guys and girls. There's an overabundance of talent at the Performance Center that inspires me, some of which you have not seen yet. Those folks, those folks need your support just like I do. Make sure your voices are heard. To wrap it up, I'd like everyone to know that I've loved my experience here. I've made so many great friends. I have memories that will last a lifetime. I've learned so much, not just about professional wrestling, but I've discovered a lot about myself. I've gained a lot of new fans, and I hope that you will all follow me in this new journey. If you wish to support me directly, there's a plethora of ways to do so. And then he goes on and talks about what his new schedule is. He lists 7 or 8 different dates here on and his at the end of his message from November to late December where he's going to be seen. So he's going to be out there quite a bit, and getting out there, like you said, with a vengeance. And he's not upset. He's not going on a drunken tirade. He's not pointing fingers like he said. He's not making excuses. He's very positive. He's got dates coming up in Dragon Gate USA. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, I think, is another one of them. And the biggest question right now is, where else is this going to go? He came, he was all over the place in the independents. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm the Chris Hero expert and I know everything that he's done. I'm not, and I don't. I became a fan of his when he came to FCW and NXT. It was through seeing those shows that I started, checking out, looking him up on YouTube here and there and seeing some of his past matches. Now, because of, rights and, people put stuff on YouTube all the time and get it taken down all the time because they don't have the rights to the content. If you go to Ring of Honor's YouTube, you could see some of his old stuff. They put some of it up there. And I think he started to really get well known as far as people seeing him on TV or cable or whatever when he was in Ring of Honor, that they had the TV, what's it called, the HD Net contract. And he was tag team champions on there with who is now Antonio Cesaro. And they were just, I've seen some of those matches that they were on. Just an incredible singles or tag team, just a great guy to watch, super talented. And even some of the stuff that was even featured in CM Punk's DVD that came out last year, whenever it was that WWE put out, they actually had some old footage of CM Punk wrestling Chris Hero, and he was on there for a bit too. So yeah, there's different ways to excuse me, see him out there and check out his stuff. Where's he going to go from here? He's going to be all over the independents again. The biggest question is, what is he going to do that's going to really catch the people's eye out there? Obviously, coming from a bigger name like ROH, Ring of Honor, he could easily step back into that show and make an impact. And speaking of impact, that's another place where he could possibly go. And seeing as, he spent a lot of time in Florida, and from what it sounds like, Impact is going to be based in Florida again. I'm sure they're still going to be touring out, all over the country here and there, but as far as their weekly shows, from what I've heard, they're going to be based in Universal Studios again down in Florida. So, and with all the changes that TNA has gone through lately, dumping like half their roster, whether you liked them or hated them, dead weight or talented, it really shook things up. And they're going through a restructuring phase right now, and it's as negative as that I've talked about them in the past. It's also exciting to see where TNA is going to go in the future. If you're a fan of theirs, if you don't like them, then you don't like them. You're not going to watch them. You don't give two craps about them, whatever. But for a guy like Chris Hero to, be let go from his developmental contract in WWE, he's no longer on NXT. It'd be great to see him back in Ring of Honor, but it'd be even more exciting to see a company like TNA, who is, bringing in more talent and trying to, they're basically hitting that do-over button. They brought in someone like, I can't think of what his name is, Derek Bateman. He is now Carter Jr., whatever his name is, Eric Carter. Another former NXT guy from WWE. They could really do something with Chris Hero. I'd love to see him in some matches with Samoa Joe, Austin Aries. Even though AJ Styles is gone for a while, it looks like he's obviously still with the company. I'm sure he'll be back. AJ Styles, Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, any of those originals. It'd be great to see Chris Hero in the ring with them. And he's got experience with most of them before, because a lot of those guys came from Ring of Honor too. All over the independent scene. I've traveled the world, 10 times over, Japan, Europe, all over the place. So now, we finally heard something, from the horse's mouth, as far as it's something positive. There's still no real details why, other than over the last couple months, he was told to just start, just to get in better shape, And when they brought him back to NXT television over the last few weeks, it was noticeable. It was really noticeable that he was in better shape. Even though he had the best matches of all, in my opinion, when he was wrestling, when he had that rivalry back in April with William Regal. Some of the best matches I've seen on there, because William Regal, you get in the ring with him and you're going to be up for a wrestling clinic, seriously. And if you don't, go check out some of his, stuff he's done before. It's great. So, as upsetting as this was to hear the news that he's, done with the WWE and the NXT brand, it's exciting to see that he's still getting out there and he's going to be kicking ass and going all over the place. So where would you like to see him land? Would you like to see him back on Ring of Honor television? Or would you like to see him in TNA? Me personally, it's a coin flip. Either way, I'd love to see him on television again. I've become a big fan of his, and would like to see him any place. I think Ring of Honor would probably be the best for him, to get noticed again. I think they would do the most with him, but who knows? It's not for me to say. So what do you guys think? Thanks for watching. Check you soon.